23. AD returns for the first time since February 16th. He goes for 23, 12, and 6. Russ has 12 and 5 assists. Let's hear from Frank Vogel speaking with Mike in the media.
Frank, what do you think the difference was down the stretch after you built about a 5-point lead with 4-ish minutes to go?
Yeah, they just made more plays than us. You know, we missed some free throws. They hit a couple tough floaters, BI and McCollum. You know, we had the one breakdown where we didn't get out to Valanciunas. He made the three, and you know, we didn't convert offensively down the stretch. You know, we had a couple good looks that didn't go in for us, and you know, they just made more plays down the stretch.
The math starts to get pretty tricky for getting into that final playing spot at this point, Frank. What's the mentality there, and what's the level of
win as many games as we can. It's going to be tough to catch this team, obviously, now with the lead they have and the tiebreaker. You know, but we have plenty of time to win as many games as we can down the stretch, and you know, see what happens with San Antonio.
Frank, how do you feel like AD and LeBron came out of this one, and do you feel like their workload coming off the layoff had any effect in terms of fatigue down the stretch?
Yeah, I think potentially, you know, in terms of those guys making plays down the stretch. But, you know, this is a, you know, playoff mindset type of game. You know, so those guys want to be in there, you know, communicating constantly throughout the game. And, you know, I think both of them would say probably not. You know, it's a playoff game. You got to be in there. You got to compete.
Frank, going forward, do you look at your schedule and San Antonio's schedule, or is it just one game at a time for you guys?
I don't look at San Antonio at all. I mean, obviously we'll find out what their scores look like, but our focus has got to be on, you know, what we can control, and that's winning the next game.
Frank, obviously any game like this, you have to make tough decisions about rotation. Talon and Austin don't play. You go with Dwight, and Avery obviously made that big shot at the end. What was sort of your mentality, and who played in this game, and who didn't, and what you made of the guys who were able to be in the rotation tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's a playoff series, you know, this is a playoff game for us, you know, and so you know, you use the roster however you feel, however you see fit in terms of that matchup. You know, and obviously, C.J. McCollum and Brandon Ingram as a tandem, and Valanciunas, like those three guys are as good as, you know, just about any three that you can put together in the league. You know, that's why they're one of the hottest teams in the league, and you know, that's why we liked what Avery could bring to the table, using Dwight on Jonas as much as possible, Stanley some, and you know, those guys fell out of the rotation because of the matchup.
Frank, we've talked a lot about mental toughness with this team and the ability to kind of handle all the adversity that's been thrown at it. Out of the gate, turnovers, a big issue down the stretch, missed free throws, turnovers again. How much of that do you think was sort of the moment? Do you think, like, I mean, like you said, I mean, it's the stakes being so high for a group that hasn't really been together?
You know, it's tough to say. I mean, you know, I just think it's the nature of the disjointed season that we've had. These guys haven't been on the floor in 6 weeks together. You know, and you know, played last night. A tough travel situation, getting in late and having to come in and play an important game today. You know, just fell short. But you know, those are little things that are the difference between winning and losing. You know, turning the basketball over, committing to getting great shots every time down. You know, the defensive execution, you know, of our schemes and our coverages. And, you know, credit the Pelicans. They played a great game. They knocked down all their free throws. You know, they won the free throw game tonight. And, you know, those two guys made big shots down the stretch, you know, guarded shots. And honestly, throughout the night, you know, CJ and Brandon made a number of well-guarded pull-up jump shots. You know, which is, as a coach, that's what you want to, you know, you have to give something up. You want to give those up, you know, but credit those guys for making big shots.
Lakers are down to their final 5 games, and on Sunday it's an early one against